Shalom and welcome to a special Israeli salad commemorating the Holy Temple. This program is being recorded and broadcast on our website during the first 9 days of the month of Av, the 9 days of mourning preceding the fast of Tisha B'Av. We're recording this program in the old city of Jerusalem. We're not far away from the site of the Holy Temple. More than 1900 years ago, the Second Holy Temple was destroyed, and since then, the Jewish people are anxiously awaiting the rebuilding of the Holy Temple. One of the ways to express the longing for the spirituality and holiness of the Holy Temple is the Sivuv Sha'arim March that our crew joined on the first day of the month of Av.
סיבוב השערים זה מנהג קדום.
Sivuv Sha'arim, the tour through the gates, is an old tradition that we've been renewing in the past few years. The goal of this tour is to bring together parts of the society and bring them closer to the concept of the Holy Temple.
In Psalms 48 it says, "Walk about Zion, go round about her and tell her towers, mark well her walls, set up her houses, that it may be told them that come after." For the past 3 years, every Tuesday and on the eve of every new month, dozens joined the Sivuv Sha'arim March, in which participants walk through the old city of Jerusalem, stopping by each of the gates to the Temple Mount. Walking from gate to gate, the participants surround the Temple Mount, expressing their longing for the Holy Temple.
So we want to show a strong connection to Jerusalem, and then we have to be together. And it's like there's many Jews here, and it's very nice.
ולכן אנחנו מסתובבים מסביב כדי
We go around the walls to encircle and hug the location of our Holy Temple. This way we're expressing that we're waiting anxiously for the rebuilding of our Holy Temple.
Throughout the march, the shofar is sounded and participants recite chapters of Psalms. The participants feel mixed emotions while touring the gates. These contradicting emotions are even stronger on the eve of the month of Av.
כן, בדרך כלל, כאשר אנחנו נמצאים כאן בכל ראש חודש, בשלוש השנים האחרונות,
Usually when we're here at every new month, there's great happiness because anything that surrounds the issue of the Holy Temple brings happiness to people. But now we're in the beginning of the month of Av, we think more about the destruction.
In the midst of days when voices are being heard against the presence of Jewish residents in different areas in the land of Israel, participants of the Sivuv Sha'arim feel that their walking around the holiest site of the Jewish people expresses their commitment to the land of Israel.
Jews have to know that Jerusalem and Israel is our land, and it's going to always be ours, and we have to show our support, and all Jews have to come here, especially at this time, because although there's the problems going in Israel, God is watching over us, and we have to show our unity to everybody.
I think if we don't do it, this place will just be taken by the Arabs, and they will forget it by Israelis and by the Jewish people around the world.
This is our capital. We have rights to Har HaBayit in spite of what the Muslims say, and we're here to try and prove it.
And B'ezrat Hashem, Mashiach will come, and all Jews will be here, and things will be good.
The Reshit Yerushalayim Tourist Organization tries to connect people to the story of the destruction of the Holy Temple by emphasizing the connection of that event with the revival of the Jewish nation in the state of Israel. We joined one of their tours.
The tour starts with learning the history of the era leading to the end of the Second Temple. We discuss the period before the destruction.
When we joined the Rishit Yerushalayim tour, we had to descend 3 meters below the level of the present Old City. By doing so, we went back in time to the Herodian period. We saw archaeological excavations of homes from around 2,000 years ago and learned about the day-to-day routine of the inhabitants of these homes.
The tour ends with a moving movie shown in the burnt house excavation. The movie presents the story of a family at the time of the destruction.
The encounter with the personal and human stories from the time of the destruction of the Holy Temple helps people connect to what the fast of Tisha B'Av is all about.
The more you come and visit, the more you feel connected and close. This will surely influence my Tisha B'Av from the spiritual aspect. I feel more connected to the past and to our heritage.
After the movie, we made the connection between that destruction to the latest destruction. That is the destruction of the Old City in 1948 in the War of Independence, when the Old City fell into the hands of the Jordanians. Only 19 years later, in the Six-Day War, the Old City was released and Jews came back here.
The tour concludes at the menorah that was placed in a location that emphasizes the return to Jerusalem many generations after the destruction of the Holy Temple.
What we see here are the remains of an avenue from the time that the Romans were here. The time after the destruction when there were no Jews here. No Jews were allowed to enter the city then. 4 years ago, the Temple Institute decided to place this here. From all the renewed items that this institute created, they decided to place the menorah here. The menorah symbolizes the revival. It's the official symbol of the State of Israel. The act of placing the symbol of the nation in a place that symbolizes the destruction, a place where Jews couldn't walk, this act symbolizes our revival. Despite the difficulties, we have returned to Jerusalem.
The climax of this tour actually came after the official trip was already over. Walking through the streets of the Old City, you clearly witnessed the fulfillment of the prophecy of comfort from Zechariah chapter 8. Elderly men and elderly women will sit in the streets of Yerushalayim, and each will have a staff in his or her hand from great age, and the streets of the city will be full of children playing in her streets.
In the scriptures it says that the Holy Temple was destroyed as a direct result of bad behavior of the Jewish people. And so the 9 days is a time when people try to improve their deeds and learn Torah. Throughout the 9 days, there are many women's conventions which take place throughout the country. In these conventions, women learn Torah and other Jewish scriptures. I joined one of these conventions, which took place in Tel Aviv and was organized by Midreshet Aviv. I tried to understand if this is a new phenomenon, women learning Torah.
לא שום דבר, אני לא מודע לזה, עבר קיץ, לא מודע לכל. ובכל אופן, תקווה, לא להתייאש. תלך עם זה.
No, I don't think it's new. I think it's, there are many women who learn Torah nowadays. A lot of women.
Throughout the years, women hardly learned Torah. They were in their homes carrying out the domestic chores, educating, cooking, laundry. They stayed home. In our generation, things have evolved, and there are more women who go out to learn, work and develop. I don't know. My mother learned and I've always learned. There were always women learning. Women knew. How else would they educate their children?
I think the generation got changed. And women, really, not because I'm a feminist woman and all that, really, but I think that Torah is very important, not only for men. If women can be doctors and can be everything they want now, so they can learn Torah too.
I think women are more emotional. They can be, they're connected more.
I think everyone has his own unique way to get to Torah.
Women that come to learn Torah not only in order to be equal with men, they're really fulfilling their ambitions. They're really earning and advancing. They're learning things that are really connected to their lives.
Woman knows Torah, then the kids know more Torah and they love the Torah more. It's very important for a mother to relay the message to the kids. That's why it's very important for a woman to learn.
Yes, there is an ambition that when I get married, not only my husband will lead the home in the spiritual aspect, I also want to be able to explain things without always asking my husband.
You know, the 9 days is also a time when we try to look at the present and at the future and witness the revival of the Jewish nation in the land of Israel, in the state of Israel. So let's take this opportunity to take a look at the new immigrants who arrived as part of the Nefesh B'Nefesh project.
My unit's just riding around doing training exercises yesterday, and my commander just let us out. Let me out. He just dropped me off at Beersheba. He's like, "All right, go see your brother." And I was like, "Listen, I can stay with you guys, whatever." And he's like, "No, you're going. This is important. You have to go. You have to go see your brother." So here I am.
How you doing, man?
One of the reasons that I'm here is to support Yesha, and it's good to be here. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to live. Maybe in the Shomron. For now, I'm going to stay with very good friends in Kedar.
We're here from Winnipeg, Canada. We're coming home. This is where Jews belong. This is a Jewish homeland, and we're here to tell the Jewish people of Israel we're here with you, not only from Canada, but physically here, part of the country, and going to build the country with you.
And my son, Nachum Eilberg, and his wife, Penina, and children are coming on Aliyah today. And they're bringing a Sefer Torah from my grandfather.
He brought it from Poland probably in the 1920s to, before the war, of course, to Canada, and then to New York. And then when he passed away in 1972, I inherited it, and I brought it down to Baltimore 16 years ago when I moved to Baltimore after I got married, and now we're happy to bring it home.
Where is it going to go? Where's it going to go here?
Kol Chav Yaakov.
Sounds like you're pretty excited.
Oh, we're very excited.
Come with our family, to come with the Torah. We're excited.
Because we have an influx of thousands of people from the United States, lawyers, engineers, doctors, professional people. All of them found jobs here, all of them. None of them went back. All of them are successfully employed, contributing to the economy, and they're part of the reason that we've come out of a deep recession to very, very energetic growth. And this is a very strong Zionist spirit. People come here out of choice, and they make a difference.
Well, I'm sure that all the new immigrants, if they haven't been here yet, will come to visit this site very soon. This is the Kotel, the Western Wall, all that remains from our holy temple. Earlier, we spoke to Rabbi Samson about the fast of the 17th of Tammuz. This is a fast that is 3 weeks before the fast of Tisha B'Av. Let's hear what Rabbi Samson had to say about the 17th of Tammuz.
Shalom. Shalom to all of our viewers. The 17th of Tammuz is mentioned in the tractate that talks about fasting, Ta'anit, and it's the concluding Mishnah which tells us that 5 separate tragedies befell the Jewish people on this day. The 10 Commandments, the tablets, were destroyed by Moses as he came down from Mount Sinai on the 17th of Tammuz. During the Second Temple period, when the Romans laid siege to Jerusalem, they stopped bringing the sacrifice of the Tamid on the 17th of Tammuz. The walls of Jerusalem were breached during the Second Temple period. Apustumus burnt the Torah and also established a statue for idol worship in the Temple Mount itself. So these are 5 separate calamities that occurred to the Jewish people on the same day, and as a result, we see this day as a day of foreboding evil. Actually, the rabbis see the first tragedy, the tragedy of the 10 Commandments being broken, as the origin of all of the tragedies that befell the Jewish people from that time and afterwards. Our rabbis teach us that had the Jewish people not bowed down to the golden calf and had the first set of tablets not been broken, the Jewish people would have entered Israel without any wars, and the Messianic era would have been immediately there to come. So that all of the animosity of the nations of the world and the antagonism that they have against the Jewish people was facilitated only as a result of the destruction of the 10 Commandments. And had the Jewish people not sinned at the receiving of the Torah, we would have been on a religious and moral stature that would not have allowed any friction or hindering in our designs. And all of the tragedies that occurred to the Jewish people that ended in the final destruction of the temple were all a result of the lower morality that the Jewish people suffered at the beginning when we received the Torah.
Okay, that's all for this week. You know, it says in the scriptures that when a person comes to the world to come, he will be asked, did you every day expect the rebuilding of the Holy Temple? So we hope and believe that this program will soon be irrelevant, and we will be broadcasting a special program celebrating the rebuilding of the Holy Temple. So until next time, Shalom, and as it says, may we all be comforted by the rebuilding of Jerusalem. Shalom.
ישמיענו ורחם אבשני שנית לעיני כל חי שמע ישראל השם אלוקינו